Welcome to the Real Freedom Podcast Solo Edition with your host, Ryan Weimer. Today, I'm going to be talking about leadership, and I'm going to be talking about a few of the things that I've learned over the last couple of years of being a small business owner and scaling up, and all the fun things that go along with people management, building systems, raising capital, and really just how to allocate your time, energy, and effort as an entrepreneur. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of distractions and unlimited opportunities out there, which are definitely competing interests if you suffer from shiny object syndrome. So a little bit about my story. I graduated from the Colorado School of Mines with a degree in mechanical engineering and was working for an oil and gas company in downtown Denver. It was a great gig. I got laid off, and then I moved cold turkey to San Diego, not really knowing what I was going to do. And that was a big life reset for me. All of a sudden, graduate college with this great degree and think that life is going to be set for me. And I have this great starting salary and I get let go. And I needed a change. When you spend that much time and effort and all those years in college and hard work to sacrifice, because mines is not an easy gig to get a degree at, a lot of failure, to then a year and a half into grown-up life, getting let go is a pretty big and daunting gut check, let's call it. So moved to San Diego cold turkey, kind of looking to start fresh and reinvent myself and discover a little bit more of myself. Took me a long time to get a job. And I've never talked about this publicly, but I think I did like over 400 applications. And I'm thinking, wait a second, I went to one of the best engineering schools in the country. I have this engineering degree, and now all of a sudden I can't get a job. From just over 400 applications, I had about 13 interviews, and I think I ended up getting one, maybe two job offers from that, but it took like 4 months, right? That's a lot of applications. So anyways, that was a bit surreal for me because I didn't think it was going to be that hard. So I finally get a great job with a semiconductor company and as an engineer, and I was traveling all over the world. It was great. I got to see a lot of new countries. And as a young single guy, that was kind of a dream. I got to experience a lot of cool stuff and all on the company dime. But there came a point when they would ask me, hey, Ryan, we need you to go fly to Korea tomorrow for 6 weeks, and you're going to have to miss some holidays, and you can't come home until the job's done, and all this stuff that got old. And once the reality of that situation set in, that I can't do this forever, like I can't sustain this, I started getting curious about what's next and how do I start taking control over my financial future to where I don't have a risk of getting laid off by anybody on a whim. And I'm my own boss / I'm not being told that I need to go fly somewhere and be away from my family for the next 30 years, right? Or some combination of that, and answering to somebody and always being on someone else's clock and orders. And that's when I found real estate. So it started with just a single family purchase, 50-50. That I went in with a partner, Corey Miller, who works with us at Offer Now Idaho. He's the COO and integrator, and snowballed from there. Like we bought a property a year for the first couple of years, and I'm still working the engineering job, even though I'm kind of hating it at this point, but I'm toughing it out because it allows me to qualify for these loans to purchase these properties and start building up wealth. And over those few short years, this was in 2018, 2019, 2020, the market was appreciating at a pretty healthy clip. And the wealth that I was starting to generate from those properties became substantial to the point where I could see the light at the end of the tunnel of like, okay, if I just bought one property a year, I'm going to be able to retire here pretty quick. I had that light bulb moment of, well, how could I accelerate that even more? And it was finding off-market properties. So that's when I created Offer Now Idaho. I started cold calling. I started drumming up seller leads and talking to strangers and looking for people that had problems that I could solve or I could help with, and in exchange for that, buy the property at a discount. So that's what I did. I got the first few off-market deals, made some wholesales. I wholesaled some of those properties. I closed on a fourplex multifamily asset, remodeled that, got some tenants in there and got some cash flow. But then I needed help, right? And there's something to this, and I can feel my interest, my energy just getting sucked right out of me from this engineering job. It's time for me to go all in. At Offer Now Idaho, we're looking to hire A players to run our organization and help us grow our business. But in what other field can you be talking to people on a regular basis that need help? From losing everything, but that is finally in enough pain where they're ready to change their life. We're out there meeting with these people that need our help. Nobody else is there.
Some of the things that I'm honestly most proud of are the conversations where we had a tangible impact and didn't get the deal. I know that that doesn't add to the bottom line, but it does help in reciprocity and putting goodwill out in the world. I was also an engineer, and I was so many levels removed from having a direct impact on an individual that if you've never had that experience and you're saying, well, I want to be able to look at my family members and said, here's the impact I've had, this is a position will allow you to do that. No matter what seat you're in, you can have a direct impact, and it is such a cool feeling that I didn't appreciate until it happened.
Right now, we have a $3,000 referral program. If you know somebody that's looking for a new role, we will pay you $3,000 once that person is hired by us and they hit their 90-day mark. So if you know of anybody that's looking for a new job or looking to change their life, shoot me a DM at RealRyanWeimer on Instagram.
Let's get it.
On the real estate stuff. And it started with a virtual assistant. And then I needed someone to go on seller appointments because I wasn't ever in Boise, Idaho, where I was calling and investing on properties. I was in San Diego at the time in my engineering job. And so I hired my first acquisitions person to go on appointments. And man, that really showed me that the potential, it was more of than just a solopreneur side hustle hobby thing that I was doing and became a business. And from there, learned a lot of things about being a business owner, about being a leader that I'll tell you one thing I didn't learn at the Colorado School of Mines. They don't teach you anything about people management and how to be a leader and cash management and hiring and all the things that go along with it. So yeah, from there, went through a period right after I quit my engineering job, and I'm like gaining enough confidence, have enough momentum. We're doing a couple deals a month at this point, and I was able to replace my engineering income with the real estate stuff. That's when shit got real because I had quit and then I had an employee quit at the same time. So I had quit my engineering job, gone all in on real estate. And then a few months later, one of my acquisitions agents, it was no longer a fit and felt like I was starting over, only now I didn't have the security of that engineering income. And that was pretty scary. So from there, I hired another acquisitions person and I started to accumulate properties at a pretty fast rate and faster than I should have, because my biggest mistake, you always hear about the people that they flip too many properties or they wholesale too many properties and they don't keep anything for themselves, which create long-term wealth. They always look for that short, quick cash, that dopamine hit. They want to go buy stuff, whatever. I was the opposite. I bought too many rental properties to where it completely bottlenecked my potential to grow the business. And so for a period of years after that, I had these rentals and I was equity rich, but I was cash poor. And so I wanted to grow the business and do more deals. And now we're doing anywhere from 12 to 15 a month. But there was a period of like 3 years where I wasn't sure if I was going to make payroll every 2 weeks, because I was growing and scaling this company at the same time. I have all these rental properties, but they're illiquid and all the money is tied up in that equity. So I had to get really creative about getting home equity lines of credit, selling a few off, buying more on creative finance with low and no money down. One of my top regrets is that I bought too many rental properties at the beginning instead of building a cash pile to invest into people, marketing, and systems. Because now I understand that a business and like a good acquisitions person in our business can generate over $1 million a year in company revenue. Just one good employee. A property's not going to get you that. I don't care how good the deal is. So that's been a fundamental mindset shift for me along my journey as I've become a business owner is, man, with people, process, systems, and marketing, your business ROI will far exceed anything that a property can get you. And I think the reason why I wasn't able to realize that from the beginning is because I hated people management, and a property didn't have as much drama as people management did. And so it was the safer thing for me to invest all that money into properties instead of people, not realizing that eventually I would have to, if I want to achieve what I want to achieve, I need to get over that and develop the skill set to manage people properly and build up the skills to become the type of leader that will attract the best people. Because if you're that person has a scarcity mindset around people and people management, you're certainly not going to attract people that want to work in that kind of environment or that kind of culture. So once that light bulb moment went off for me, it wasn't too late, but like I definitely wasted years because then I had to start regenerating this cash pile. Because now it's like if we spend $1 on marketing, like TV commercials, we do Google pay-per-click, we do pay-per-lead, we do outbound cold calls, all these marketing channels to drum up off-market deals into our business. Every dollar that I spend now, I get anywhere from $3 to $6 back on those marketing channels. So think about that. If there's a slot machine that you could put $1 into, pull the handle, and every time it's spitting out $3 to $6, that's a game that I want to play over and over and over and over again. And until you have the business experience to realize that's your opportunity cost versus buying all these rentals, everything changed for me. And now it's become a game of how can I attract the top talent and top level people to join my organization and take us to the next level. So that's the game that we're playing now. And that requires me to up my skill sets as a leader and be the type of person that attracts the best talent that there is available. And it's not easy. And it takes a lot of humility, and it takes a lot of putting your ego aside and putting other people before yourself. And I just wanted to share that today on this solo edition, my transformation and mindset, viewing business as a significantly more powerful wealth building machine than just assets. So that's going to be a controversial take versus a lot of real estate investors that make it deal focused and deal centric instead of making it people centric and looking at it as a business. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you got value from this, shoot me a message at Real Ryan Weimer on Instagram. Happy to help you through this process, no matter where you are in your journey. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.